we don't make allowances for culturally is breakdowns in trust and human dignity. And it's interesting to me that most of the cultural diversity programs deal with the niceties of custom and not with the complexity of preserving dignity and trust when you are in a foreign culture and you don't know the nuances. What I didn't realize was how totally unprepared South African business was for the removal of international sanctions in 1992. Because sanctions had provided an insulation from free market forces that had allowed such complacency and inefficiencies to be built into South African business that their ability to instantly switch into a global economy was seriously threatened. And the removal of sanctions threatened to do more harm to South Africa than the 10 years of sanctions had done. Can, in the moments of caring, challenge us and push our boundaries, where in the moments of challenging and pushing us, they're caring about us. Why are you spending all this time telling the employees what to do when the problem is the managers? Because whose responsibility is it to get people into that top right-hand quadrant? Motivational speakers? Why on earth would we hire motivational speakers to do what every manager should be doing? Reason, because the managers aren't trained or competent to do it. He was in a concentration camp, and that's where he developed his principle, where he realized people who stole food had a lower chance of survival than people who shared food. And you have to have a sense when we're talking about food, we're not talking about 3-course meals. They survived on one piece of stale bread for a 24-hour period. That's all they had. And people who took that piece of stale bread and broke it in half and gave half to somebody else who wasn't coping had a higher chance of survival than the recipients. And that's part of Lead by Greatness. Being able to understand and make the choice as to whether I want to operate instinctively or I want to operate heroically. And more important, getting the people around me to be able to make those choices too. And inspiring the people around me to be able to operate in their work environment heroically rather than instinctively. That's Lead by Greatness. That's where we're going to unleash exponential innovation. That's where we're going to create